Well, Bill, you are one of those people who's been around Washington for a while. You've had various jobs on the Hill, other political jobs. You worked in the campaign, but now here you are moving into the White House. We all know it's tough to move, but when you got a lot of things on your mind on top of that, what's it been like in these first days over there?
Well, it's been pretty great, frankly. We worked towards this for the last 2 years in order to have the opportunity to come to the White House and serve the American people. And now that we're actually here, it's hard not to feel a real sense of history and meaning every time you walk through those doors. And right from the starting gate, the president wanted to have an aggressive and urgent agenda. And so we've gotten right to work. There are a couple of technical hiccups here and there, and people are still finding their offices on their way to the White House mess. But overall, it's been a great transition into the White House, and we're having what has been a really productive and successful first week, I think.
But it has been a challenge, as to my understanding. I'm told that the voicemail didn't work for a while. Obviously, a lot of people didn't know exactly where their offices were going to be. There was trouble with the computers. How are you coming along on all that?
We're coming along great. When email was down for a little while, even though there were some frustrations that come along with it, it was also a good opportunity to actually talk to some of our colleagues in the media and actually walk back and see them in their offices instead of just the cold communication that comes with email. So things are going fine, though. The email's up, the computers are working, people have found their offices, and things are rolling along just fine. We need a big infrastructure in order to get done the work that we need to get done, and it's in place, and we're moving forward at a pretty aggressive pace.
But that's pretty interesting. You just said you had to have face-to-face conversations with people. I guess for some of the young people in the campaign, that was kind of a different thing, I guess, wasn't it?
It had a novelty to it, especially for those of us who were in Chicago for 2 years. We didn't see a whole lot of the National Press Corps except when they came out to town to visit from time to time. So now that we're here and we're settled in, we've been able to do a lot of things. The president signed equal pay into law. The House was able to pass his economic recovery and reinvestment plan, and now it goes to the Senate, where there's a lot more work to do with Democrats and Republicans to get this done as fast as we can in the most efficient and effective way that we can to get the economy moving again.
And we found out this week, this is somebody who knows a little bit about wintertime and snow. When Washington closed the schools, of course, everybody in Washington knows the first time it snows, it's the first time it's ever snowed here.
Yeah, that's right.
The town just shuts down, and the new president managed to say this would have been nothing in Chicago, and I noticed one of his kids, he reported, said, "Why, we'd have had recess in weather like this." So I guess they're doing a little adjusting too.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's adjusting, but I think that we've been able to settle in. We had the transition period where there's a lot of work going on so that we would be able to hit the ground running from Inauguration Day. But there was also a transition period for those of us who are moving back to Washington or coming here for the first time, or the Obama family moving here altogether. So I think that we've transitioned here. We've hit the ground running. We're working hard, and things are really moving.
Let's talk a little business here. Richard Shelby, who's one of the key Republicans in the Senate, said flatly he doesn't like anything that's in the president's stimulus package. He's like the Republicans over in the House. He's not sure that it's going to get very much support from Republicans in the Senate. What are you going to have to do to get that bill passed in the Senate?
Well, this is a long process, and we've just started with the House passing the plan just this week. The president is going to do what he's already started doing, which is work with Republicans and Democrats in order to get a plan that can get agreement on both sides of the aisle. And so he was up on Capitol Hill. He's invited Republicans and Democrats here to the White House already. On Sunday, there'll be a bunch here to watch the Super Bowl with him. And what we're going to do, what the president's going to continue to do, is make sure that we're getting as many good ideas as we can into this plan and make sure that it is as effective and moves as fast as it possibly can. Just today, new numbers show that the economy has contracted some 3.8% over the course of the last quarter. Biggest contraction in the last 25 years. There was a real need to get something done, and I think the Americans expect that Republicans and Democrats with the president are going to work to get this done for the American people, to get the economy moving again.
But between now and then, a big Super Bowl party at the White House.
That's right. It'll be a Super Bowl party. I think we'll try to put partisan politics aside for one night to watch the Steelers and the Cardinals take it on. The president and the vice president both said that they'll be rooting for the Steelers on Sunday. It should be a fun time. It'll be a good group of lawmakers and friends of the president, and I think it'll be a good opportunity for folks to see each other outside of the context of just the negotiations over legislation, and instead see families and kids and actually be able to get together on that level.
Does the president bet on sports events, or would you tell me if he did?
If he does, I don't know about it.
All right. Bill Burton, thanks a lot. Hope to talk to you again.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay.